All right, welcome back. A short kickoff for Lopez of John Carroll. And Holy Trinity will try and get things going. You kind of get the feeling right now you're just trying to establish some momentum for next week when they will actually host their neighbors to the north, Cocoa Beach. So that'll be an interesting matchup. Again, John Carroll is going to take on Jensen Beach. They're going to be on the road again, 2 weeks in a row. All right, shotgun, first down for the 29 for Holy Trinity. We got motion far side, and the handoff goes up the middle. Man taken down or about a 5-yard gain, and that's that's number 8.
That's going to be a handoff to number 8, Jordan Osborne.
That is Jordan Osborne. So Osborne he'll gain about 5.
That's going to be about 5 yards.
5-yard gain up to 34, so I'll bring up a 2nd and 5 for Holy Trinity. Again, Butriago quickly to the bench to talk to head coach Hurley Brown. Again, Brown was 4-year run at his alma mater, Marin Island High School, and then came to Holy Trinity. He's now in his 4th year for the Tigers. So 2nd and 5 from the 35. Quick pass out to the flat. Ball caught up to the 40, to the 45-yard line, and going out of bounds is tonight's homecoming king. That is Jaden McMillan. He'll gain about 15 up to the 45-yard line. So first down for Holy Trinity.
First down, Tigers.
Again, 11 minutes to go. You are down by 25. So I'll tell you, it's a 4-score game. It's going to be very hard, not only to score that amount of points, but also shut down John Carroll. So Holy Trinity might just be playing for next week, but they want to try establish some momentum. The handoff goes to Osborne up the middle. Good burst of speed by that young man. Gets a gain of 7 into John Carroll territory, the 48-yard line.
It's about 6 yards on the play.
So actually called a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for Holy Trinity.
I see you, number 65, Matt Porter.
So I moved here from California in 2003, and I actually did the Holy Trinity games on WMEL for John Harper back in the day. Hard to believe that was 22 years ago. That was kind of my baptism into sports in Brevard County. Just reflecting on that briefly, John Thomas, who is now on the school board and used to be the head coach of Holy Trinity, that was a great season. They lost in the first round of the playoffs, but I got to do an undefeated team in the regular season. Then they lost in the first round of the playoffs. Ball thrown and incomplete. Oh, Osborne should have caught that in and out of his hands. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5. But I have fond memories of that team because Matt Williams was the starting quarterback back in 2003 for Holy Trinity. And he went on to play quarterback at Penn in the Ivy League. I mean, if you make the Ivy League, you're not only a good football player, you're very good as a student. So, Matt Williams, he played quarterback at Penn, had a decent career. And, I mean, he is all grown up, probably about 40 years old right now because he was 18 back in 2003. Do the math, and he's got to be in his 40s. I'm a little bit older, too. All right, 3rd down and 5. Back to pass, Butriago looking deep down the sideline. It is caught. Beautiful catch by Jaden McMillan, who is having himself a ball game in what might be a losing cause, but the homecoming king is reigning supreme, ladies and gentlemen. That was about a 30-yard pickup and first down. Beautiful pass by Butriago right to McMillan. So again, Holy Trinity, I mean, if they have any aspirations of making this game a little bit more closer, they've got to hurry here. 9:45 to go, down 42-17. So they'll have a first down from the John Carroll 25. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Shotgun Butriago. He will hand it off to Osborne, swinging out to the right. And a short gain, maybe 2 yards, up to the 23-yard line. So Osborne will gain about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 as they spot the ball at the 24. So again, not a lot of time to waste if you want to get a little bit closer. So 2nd and 8 for the Tigers from the Ram 24. So shotgun, Butriago. He'll roll out to the right after faking it. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, which is the 24, so no gain. And it'll be third down and about 9. So Butriago hoping to fake out the Ram defense, but they were not to be fooled on that. So no gain, 24-yard line, third and 9 for the Tigers. I'll tell you, Butriago's got to be tired just running to the sideline to get the information from Hurley Brown. I mean, I guess there's no microphone in the helmet to just tell him what the play is. He has to keep running to the sideline, and that doesn't give you much time to get the play off because, again, you got 25 seconds to snap the ball. There's only been one delay tonight, though, so both teams have managed to get off the snap in 25 seconds. So, again, third down and 9 from the 24. Shotgun Butriago, triple receivers to the left. That's where they're going, middle of the field, and it's caught by McMillan, still on his feet, gets down to the 2-yard line. That will be a gain of 22, and that will be a first and goal for the Tigers, and they'll spot the ball at the 3. Again, Jaden McMillan, he's going to go down as one of the great players in Holy Trinity history. He's finally graduating. I mean, but you know what? I say that about Holy Trinity. Well, he's been here since the 7th grade, so he's been here a long time. Going all the way back to middle school, handoff, and man is taken down.
And the Rams are going to ram right through, making a nice play. It's going to be second and goal for the Tigers.
And let's see, that was Osborne on the carry. So Osborne is getting the bulk of the carries in the backfield now for Holy Trinity. No huddle offense, not time to waste. Second and goal from the 5. Fade pattern, end zone, and it's caught. Did he get his feet in bounds? I see no signal yet. I guess it's incomplete. So McMillan made a nice catch, but, in high school and college, you only need 1 foot in, but I don't think McMillan got his foot down, but great effort anyway. I think that fade pattern to McMillan is a good play to call. McMillan is not very tall. I mean, obviously, boy, I'll tell you, I always remember Harold Carmichael for the Eagles in the 70s. I remember Ron Jaworski throwing it to Harold Carmichael, who was 6'8". Boy, it pays to be 6'8" sometimes, certainly on the basketball court. Third down and 5. Pass into the end zone. It's a juggling act. Did he hold on to it? He did. Jaden McMillan, touchdown, 5-yard completion. So McMillan gets another touchdown. Again, McMillan had a touchdown defensively on a 60-yard interception return. So he's got 1 score on offense, and he's got 1 score on defense. And for Butriago, that is his second touchdown pass of the evening. Extra point by Wright is good. Timeout of the field. 7:05 to go in the ball game. It is John Carroll 42 and Holy Trinity 24. We'll pause and be back. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Forget Gangnam Style. This is Tiger Style.
All right, fourth quarter, 7:05 to go. Holy Trinity, I mean, they played a lot better since about late in the second quarter, but again, they still trail 42-24. Let's see if Rode Wright does an onside kick here. He will send a dribbler, sends it about 25 yards up the field, and nice pickup there by number 30. That is Joshua Dean for John Carroll. So not a true onside kick because it was kind of a dribbler for 30 yards. And John Carroll will take over. I mean, I'll tell you, I would never want to criticize Mickey Grudy, eighth-year head coach for John Carroll, who's a great guy. I had a great chat with him on the phone, but there is no reason to put Jeremy Pittman in the game. But you know what? He's still out there. Wow. I mean, this is the guy. You don't want Summerall to get hurt, and you don't want Pittman to get hurt, but he's out there. First down from the 35, and Pittman gets the ball. Wow. He is the workhorse tonight, 40, and up to the 42-yard line. I mean, I don't know how close he is to say 150 yards. I think he has probably eclipsed it. We got a penalty flag now, by the way. Probably a holding penalty on John Carroll. Scott Corso, our referee, will check with his crew. Again, the crew includes Tom Manello, the umpire. Linesman is Kevin Holders. It is a holding penalty on John Carroll, so that run by Pittman will come back. Again, Trey Gooden is the line judge, Michael Bauer, the side judge, and Terrell Dorsey, the field judge. So, John Carroll will be pushed back to their own 26. So it's going to be 1st and 15 for John Carroll from their own 26-yard line. Clock running with 6:40 to go. For John Carroll, you're in no hurry. Shotgun, Summerall, back to pass, surprisingly. He's looking down the field, looking for Davis. There's contact. There is no flag, just incidental contact. And once again, it was intended for KJ Davis, number 5, and number 5 for Holy Trinity. Omari Savage was back deep defending. And it looks like we got a timeout on the field. Why don't we take a timeout? We've got 6:29 to go in the game, 42-24. John Carroll. We'll pause and be back. This is the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily. All right, welcome back. Closing stages of this game. 6:29 to go. 42-24 for John Carroll. Second down from their own 26. Second down at 15. And Summerall in no hurry. Clock is stopped at 6:29 to go. Summerall shotgun. And handoff to Pittman again. Up to the 31-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 5. That'll bring up a second down. And about 10. Boy, Pittman, he must be up to at least 25 carries, maybe 30. Again, that is an awful lot for a high school running back, particularly for Pittman, who he must be a really strong young man because he doesn't have a lot of beef on him. He's not really big at all. Bring back memories of Mac Heron from the New England Patriots in the early 70s. Boy, I'll tell you, Mac Heron was a really small guy for the Patriots, but he was good. Didn't have a long NFL career. All right, so third down and 10 for John Carroll from the 31. They'll probably stay on the ground. Oh, no, they're going to pass. And Summerall rolling out. He's doing his Fran Tarkenton imitation, and he throws it out of bounds. So he just simply got rid of it. Kriston Gibson able to put the pressure on Summerall, throws it out of bounds. It'll be fourth down, and John Carroll has not punted very often tonight, but they're going to punt here, and it's going to be Caleb Lopez. So Lopez will be standing on his own 19-yard line. And Holy Trinity is going to charge all 11. Here they come, and they don't quite get the block. There's nobody back deep. And this one is going to come rested at about the 39.5 yard line. So calculating that punt, called about a 30-yard kick for Lopez. So, sometimes you do that. You don't do it often. But Holy Trinity did not have anybody back receiving that punt. They charged all 11, and they came fairly close, but Lopez was able to get the punt off. So not much time for Holy Trinity. I mean, really, they're not going to be able to come back. They're down by 18 with 5:20 to go. I mean, you've got to score here in a couple of minutes. You got to get an onside kick. You got to score again. You got to get another onside kick. Again, it's an 18-point deficit. So they need 3 scores in the final 5:20. It is not likely. But we've seen strange things in football for all of eternity. Back to pass. Bucciago throws it, and it's tipped and incomplete. Boy, almost another interception by John Carroll. Back deep was number 30, Joshua Dean, defending. So that's going to bring up a second down and 10 for Holy Trinity from their own 40-yard line. Again, next week, I have the feeling we're going to be over at Merritt Island for Merritt Island and O'Galley. We will look forward to that. O'Galley is having a really good season. In fact, I sat in the stands for the O'Galley game last week, and they picked up a convincing win over Titusville. Again, Titusville and MCC are playing tonight. That's one of the games we're covering here at Space Coast Daily. 2nd and 10, quick pass, Bucciago out to the flat, and it's incomplete. Intended for to McMillan, and incomplete. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 for Holy Trinity, and this could be their final possession. Certainly 4-down territory. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 from their own 40. I mean, there won't be any punting on 4th down. They'll just go for it. Nothing to lose. Certainly, they like to pick up a first down here and move it down the field and get a little bit closer. They'll send 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. So shotgun, Bucciago, back to pass. Here comes the rush, and it's thrown out of bounds. Incomplete. They did not sack Bucciago. They came close, and Bucciago, great sportsmanship. He helped up the big fella. That's quite a chore. Quite a difference in poundage. Bucciago, the little guy, holding up the big guy, and that's 59, and he is a big guy. That is Trey Jackson. I'll tell you, good sportsmanship by these teams. Players tonight have helped other players up. I mean, that's the way you should do sports. Well, Holy Trinity is going to punt this away. They're not going to try and go for it on 4th and 10 from their own 40. Roan Wright is back standing on his own 26. And he'll get it off, kind of a knuckleball kick. Nobody is back. So that's going to come to rest at about the 31-yard line. So that will be a 29-yard punt, no return by Roan Wright. And John Carroll here, I would think, is just going to hand the ball off and try and kill this last 4:51. I mean, if they can pick up a couple of first downs, we will say sayonara until next week. And Jeremy Pittman is coming out again. Doesn't this guy ever get a break? I mean, I think he could play in college. Again, he's very small. They don't list the heights on the roster. But, I don't know, is he 5'5", 5'6"? I'm not sure. But what a player. And he'll get the ball again up the middle. And he'll gain about 4 up to the 34-yard line. I'll have to check these statistics for John Carroll after this game. I mean, Pittman, he could be close to 200 yards. I mean, he's gotten at least 25 carries, maybe over 30. Again, we don't really do any stats here. We don't have enough personnel, but he has had himself quite a game. He is quite a running back. Again, over 1,400 yards rushing last year, 573 coming into this game, and definitely over 700 yards cumulative for this year. So he can get 1,000 yards cumulative, probably in about 2 weeks. And he'll get the handoff again. Cuts it inside. I'll tell you, he's got some nice moves. I don't know, maybe bring back memories of Barry Sanders. I don't know. Just that quick cut, you know. Cuts it outside, cuts it inside. He'll gain about 8. Doesn't bring up a third down and about 1. So clock running, 3:40 to go. I mean, if you're John Carroll, you just don't want to get anybody hurt here. And there's a quarterback sneak, and that'll be a first down. So Summerall taking it up the middle. I'm a little bit surprised Summerall's still in the game. Summerall and Pittman still in the game. You're up by 18, and there's 3.5 minutes to go. I'll tell you, both these teams have pretty large squads. I'm looking, and probably about equal personnel as far as number of players. But it seems like a lot of the starters are still in. And John Carroll will go to Jensen Beach next week, and Holy Trinity will host Cocoa Beach. That'll be a very short bus ride for Cocoa Beach, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Handoff, Pittman around the left side, and for one of the few times to right, maybe that might be about the second or third time at the most that he has been dropped for a loss. Again, he came in averaging 11 yards a rush after averaging 9.2 last year. And you know what? I don't want to be critical here, but Pittman is hopping off the field. He looks like the Easter Bunny. And I'm not trying to be funny, but he might be hurt. That could be an ankle. I say, why is he in the game? So he is out of the game, and he should stay out of the game. He's got his 200 yards. He's got about 30 carries. He should be done, and we got a timeout. I think for John Carroll, let's see. Yes, it's a John Carroll timeout. I'll tell you what, let's keep it out here. I want to salute our sponsors one more time. Again, Erdman Automotive. I'll tell you, Erdman Automotive, what an incredible sponsor for high school football in Brevard County for I don't know how many years, but too many in a good way. So again, thanks to Erdman Automotive, also Health First, All Points, Forever Young of Merritt Island, to quote that great Rod Stewart song, Forever Young, Forever Young. I'll stop singing. Rod Stewart, one of the all-time greats. Also, our thanks to Eastern Florida State, the Titans. So, Eastern Florida State, by the way, like Florida Tech, they're going to have 2 new basketball coaches, women's and men's. So, check out the Titans when basketball season starts in about a month. Hoop season is just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. But our thanks to Eastern Florida State for their support of the high school football game of the week here at Space Coast Daily. Again, my executive producer tonight, Beth York. Cameraman is Nate Quinter. So we are wrapping up here with 2:11 to go. And John Carroll should stay on the ground here. And it'll be a handoff to somebody other than Pittman around the right side. And boy, the man is demolished out of bounds for that is Gerald Housing on the jet sweep. And he gets taken down. So again, Pittman has rushed. Probably about 85% of the rushes have gone to Pittman, but he is out of the game. He hobbled off on an ankle, and you really hope you didn't overextend him because he really should have been out of the game earlier. I mean, 42-24, clock ticking with John Carroll in the lead, so they're going to go to 5-1 of the year, and Holy Trinity is going to drop to 4-2. Everybody is frozen in time out there. What's going on? Again, the clock is running and everybody is frozen in time out there. Now we got a timeout. Maybe John Carroll is just running the clock down, and now they're going to call a timeout. Okay, well, let's keep it here on the timeout. Well, again, you can watch the replay of this game tomorrow morning if you'd like to. Again, we got Mandarin at Rockledge, and Mandarin was really winning that game by a lot. And MCC and Titusville were in a pretty close game early, but Again, those are the games we're doing tonight on SpaceCoastDaily.com. Again, we're anticipating doing Merritt Island and O'Galley next week over at Merritt Island, where they treat Space Coast Daily very nicely. We appreciate them so much. There's another gentleman I want to thank, James Phillips, the athletic director of Holy Trinity Episcopal Academy, kind of on short notice, giving us a great spot here in the press box. So everybody here at Holy Trinity has been wonderful. James Phillips, AD, thank you so much. So 1:27 to go, and this will be a third down and about 10 for John Carroll. I'm anticipating they're just going to stay on the ground. And, of course, they're going to pass. So much for what I know. Ball's thrown outside. It's caught by Housing. And not sure why Housing goes out of bounds, because that'll stop the clock. Right now we're about 2 hours and 35 minutes lengthwise in this game. Clock stopped with 1:19 to go. So John Carroll will have a third down as they reset the chain sticks. Actually, it's a first down. So that's a first down. If you're John Carroll, I'm not quite sure why you would do anything other than run the ball here and eat up the final 119. There's a lot of standing around out there. I don't know what the big drama is. Just you can take a knee here if you want. Oh, I finally got something right. Summerall takes a knee. I don't think Holy Trinity has any reason to call a timeout. So they could take 3 knees here. Some of the players are already shaking hands. That's very nice. And do we really have a timeout? Oh, timeout Holy Trinity. Jeez. Okay, timeout, 1:07 to go. We'll keep it out here. This game is really being extended, folks. The game is over. So again, Holy Trinity is going to fall to 4-2, and John Carroll is going to go to 5-1. So again, John Carroll is out of Fort Pierce. So what do you think from here? Might be close to about a 2-hour trip, maybe a little bit more, down 95 to get to Fort Pierce. That'll be a happy bus ride. I'll tell you, when you have a 2-hour bus ride and you're a high school football team and you win as convincingly as John Carroll is winning this game, that's going to be one happy bus ride down Interstate 95, and the players know also that tomorrow's Saturday, they don't have to go to school. Now, they're probably going to have a meeting and maybe have Sunday off. They get back to practice on Monday and get ready for Jensen Beach. And again, Holy Trinity will welcome in Cocoa Beach, the Minutemen, next week. All right, this should be another kneel down for Summerall. Even though he is in the shotgun, I would think he'd just take it and go to a knee. A little bit of motion. Oh, they're going to hand it off. Okay, number 7 is in the game, and number 7 is a backup. Devin Lewis, his first carry of the night. Oh, we got penalty flags all over the place. What is going on out there? And right after some of the players actually shook hands, now we got a little bit of a melee coming out, and they got to separate the teams. I'll tell you, is that an oxymoron or not? I mean, literally 3 minutes ago, players are shaking hands prematurely like nice game, and then all of a sudden, a melee breaks out, but it's under control. The official's able to break it out, but there are about 3 flags that came out, so probably some players have been kicked out, and just as well, there's a minute to go in the game. It's 42-24. So something happened to perturb one of the players on one of the teams. I have no idea what happened out there. We're too far away, but I mean, you don't want anybody to get hurt at any time, particularly in a game like this. This game is over. Okay, personal foul, John Carroll. Personal foul, Holy Trinity. It's going to offset. So, clock is going to wind, and John Carroll is off on the far sideline. They're in no hurry to get back in their huddle. We're down to 50 seconds to go. This could be the final play of the game, or they might have to run one more play. Now, if you're John Carroll, just take a knee. Don't go for the touchdown. Don't go for the throat. It's not important that you get to 49 points. You have won the game. And I guess they just did take a knee. And that should do it. And now both teams are shaking hands, and hopefully the shaking of hands, the formal one at the end of the game, will come off smoothly. So down to 18 seconds to go. That is the final play of the game. And a convincing win for John Carroll in the Battle of the Catholic Schools, one in Fort Pierce and one in Melbourne. Our final score, John Carroll 42 and Holy Trinity 24. Again, 5-1 is John Carroll. And again, they would have to win out to equal their win total from last year when they had a tremendous year, going 10-1 and losing in the first round of the playoffs. And for Holy Trinity, they were 5-5 last year, but better start this year, but struggles tonight from the beginning, although they played a little bit better in the second half. And again, they fall to 4-2 on the air. All right, I'm JC Miles. I'm going to sign off. So no post-game show tonight, but we'll be back next week, I would think, for O'Galley and Merritt Island. So we hope you tune in then. My thanks to my executive producer, the lovely Beth York, my cameraman, who's also pretty lovely, Nate Quinter. I'm JC Miles. Thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.